really, really grown from a boy to a man, a son, a husband, a soon-to-be father, someone who's really, really turned his life around and just become a stand-up person and a member of our society. Unfortunately, that person couldn't be here tonight. So we're just gonna fucking roast Jason. I'm sorry if I'm nervous, but I would have to be really fucked up to stand up here and do something like this, and I'm only like moderately drunk, you know, because of the baby, so I still remember the first time I met Jason. It was actually 10 years ago. I can't look at you. It was 10 years ago today. He was 20, pretty much. He was 20, I was 25. I was sitting in a conference room at 98 PXY, and he came in, he had a Celtics jersey on, a bandana, hat over the bandana, a backpack, sunglasses on, and it was the middle of the day in the conference room, and I'm gonna be honest, I was like, this kid's a fucking tool. I thought he was a tool, and that's the truth. But then something extremely romantic happened. I sneezed, and Jason got up from the corner of the room and came over and brought me a Kleenex and handed me, he's like, bless you, looked right in my eyes, pulled his sunglasses down, and I fell for that little wigger at that point. I thought it was so romantic, and apparently he fell for me too, because he later told his friend Johnny, I'm gonna wipe that bitch up. That's the type of bitch you wipe up. And how romantic is that, bitch and wife in the same sentence? I mean, it just doesn't get any better than that. We became friends for years and years, and then I realized why he wanted to wipe me up, because I started seeing all the girls he was hooking up with and dating. I had a full-time job, I owned my own house, I wasn't smoking pot on my breaks from the tanning salon. I woke up before noon. I paid my bills on time, and I didn't wear Uggs and jean skirts in the winter. But what's so funny with him is I always felt like I was dating two different people. There was Jason, and then there was Casper. Jason was this sweet, loving, romantic, just wonderful, polite person I loved. So he had the biggest heart ever, and Casper was this cocky, obnoxious prick. Whenever he was Casper, Jason would never come out. If he was in Casper mode, you could not get Jason. But when he was in Jason mode, Casper came out whenever, especially when we were out somewhere and somebody recognized him as Casper. Holy shit, like all bets were off. We were at Perkins one time, and the waiter came out, and he had...
What's the real ball?
The waiter came out with this huge, like, spiked up hair, the gauges in his ears, also a complete tool, and was like, hey guys, the cooks in the back said that Casper from PXY's here. You could literally see this kid's fucking eyes light up. His eyes lit up, he turned his head around, he's like, I'm Casper. And I'm like, I'm fucked, because I'm like, my whole Sunday's fucked now, because this kid's gonna talk about this for the whole rest of the day. And remind you, we were at fucking Perkins, okay? So the whole rest of the week, Jason would not stop talking about how he was recognized at Perkins, right? So I was begging him, I'm like, we gotta step it up. Let's go to Two Vine. Two Vine is this very upscale, classy place. If you're a business professional in Rochester, you want to be seen at Two Vine. So I'm like, he'll never get recognized there, we're going to Two Vine. So we go to Two Vine and we walk in, we're waiting for our table, and not only was he not recognized, but the owner came over and threw an apron at him and said, get to fucking work, you're late. I'm sorry I'm swearing so much, but I'm swearing for two, so I'm trying to keep it. One of Jason's most my favorite qualities is how romantic he is. He's so romantic. I mean, one time he picked me up in a limousine to take me to dinner. Like, I did kind of feel at times like I was dating a celebrity. It was really fun.
You got the limo for free.
So he took me, one night he planned this whole romantic evening, and he took me to the Marriott because because, you know, he's Jewish and his mom was at the Marriott, so he got it for cheap. So God forbid he told me to do it. So we go to the Marriott, and this is back when, you know, when you first date someone, you guys like just have sex all the time. Now we haven't had sex in like, what, 9 months? I'm just kidding, it's been like 9 weeks. So we actually, we go to the Marriott, and he had candles everywhere, and champagne and strawberries, and we're starting to, you know, feel the moment, and then he goes to bend over, and his shorts lit on fire. I'm not exaggerating, and his balls, and his hair and his balls lit on fire.
From the candles that were surrounding the hot tub, like I was like bending over and then just a poof.
There was, his balls were on fire.
That's why you shave.
So the only thing I could think to do was to pour champagne on it, and of course that stung, and it was a shit show. And once he comes down, the first thing he says to me, he's like, text my mom. I'm like, text your mom what? Text your mom? I go, text her that your balls just set up fire? He goes, yeah, text her. I'm like, all right. Another thing I really liked about Jason was how spontaneous he was. Those of you that know me, I'm extremely anal, I'm very organized, I go on like a plan. I loved how he just lived life and just did whatever, and he kind of kept me going. I'll never forget the time he said, get dressed, we're going to Niagara Falls, we're going to go out to a nice dinner, we're going to the casino, we're going to live it up, it's going to be great. The whole way there, we're kissing, you know, we're so excited to go. I knew he wasn't going to recognize I had Jason all night. So we go to Niagara Falls, we get to the border, and Jason kind of looked like this, but a little bit more douchey at the time. And they went through his car because he had rolling papers and a little bag of pot under his seat. So they strip search the car, they strip search us, there's freaking dogs in the car, we're sitting on the curb, I'm crying. I'm like, is this my romantic night with Jason? So, although it was spontaneous, you know, sometimes it didn't.
We weren't allowed back into Canada for 6 months. They said, you'll be fine, we're not going to like press any charges or anything. But they wrote us, gave us a slip, we're not allowed into Canada for 6 months.
Who cares?
So that was fun. I'm so proud now of where we've come. Obviously, you know, we're married, we're about to be parents. I mean, that's huge. I would be lying if I said I wasn't nervous. I'm so nervous to be a mom. I mean, I've never even changed a diaper. But I'm so glad I have my mother-in-law because she knows so much about changing diapers. She's been changing Jason's for 30 years now. So it's going to be a big help, yeah? No, but seriously, I know you didn't want this party, but we love you, and a bunch of us are here to roast you and just enjoy your night. And you've been 30, and you're the best thing that's ever happened to me, and I love you. Okay, now I'm going to bring up our first roaster. If you don't know him, he's one of Jason's biggest fans and one of the greatest guys to have on your side. This guy legitimately knows everybody in this town. And not just their first name, but their last name, their anniversary, their birthday, their fucking blood type, like everything about it. He's like a walking biography of who's who in Rochester. Especially police officers. I can't tell you how many tickets I've gotten out of just by knowing the mayor and calling the mayor. He knows every police officer from here to Canandaigua. Actually, this past, go ahead.
You can get out of anything. As long as you drop his name, you're good. Good to go.
Not anything.
This past
Only
Halloween.
small repossessions.
This past Halloween, I knew we were going to try having a baby, so I wanted to do something for Halloween for Jason, like one last time. So I decided to buy